Here I am, back with another video. Today with a slightly different setup, but other than that, nothing has changed. I'm trying to make these videos in the morning now, but I'm still tired because it's in the morning and I still don't know what to talk about. I really actually don't know what to talk about with this one. So I will continue talking about what I talked about yesterday, which is the idea of calm discomfort. And since I have a different setup, I will have to set an alarm for 30 minutes so I can end this as soon as fucking possible. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go. The idea of calm discomfort. Well, I am not sure of how to apply this properly. Basically, what would be necessary would be for me to sit down and make or make not the decision. This also sounds not right, but anyways, and make the decision whether or not to cut out the school project in the morning and instead go to work earlier, reliably do my breakfast there, and then come home earlier, do my exercises and meditate in the evening, and go to bed. Which is kind of what I really would like to do. It's like, what is the thing that's holding me back from doing this? I mean, first of all, for the rest of the week and for the rest of March, I still have to do these videos and I will do them every morning. And then afterwards, it's like I have invested quite a bit of time and stress, really, into that school community. And I do think that if I reliably invest high quality time every single day over a longer period of time, then maybe I could actually have some success with it. So yeah, I don't fucking know. I don't know. But I will definitely sit down and think about it today, I think. This morning, because I will probably still have a good amount of time this morning. Is there anything else to do here? Anything else to talk about? I mean, it really comes down to whether or not I want to keep doing the online community thing. Oh man. I mean, of course, the other way to have a rather calm life would be to do exercises not so reliably, but that's also boring to talk about and not a good idea, I think. So yeah. Now, what would some successful talk about? I don't really know, but I think I can talk about some thoughts on YouTube videos that I had. And I feel like there are two different ways that if I continued making YouTube videos, that I could go about it. And the first one is to basically continue making these 30-minute videos and to make them better and more interesting through improving the way that I speak. So basically by becoming a more interesting speaker. And what makes an interesting speaker? And when I look at some other channels that basically do videos where they only talk and where there's not really a lot of editing and stuff, I feel like a lot of what makes people compelling to listen to, even if they haven't prepared anything, even if they haven't prepared much to say, is a high level of energy and like a high level of enthusiasm. And so the first way to go about progressing this YouTube channel would be to continue making these videos and then working during the rest of my day, working on becoming someone who has a lot of energy and who has a lot of enthusiasm, and also building my life in a way where it builds up my energy and my enthusiasm, which, as you can tell, for my energy and enthusiasm right now, is pretty fucking low at the moment. Anyways, and I think then another way to make these videos more interesting is to turn them more into a documentation and just do interesting things in my life, which at the moment I'm not doing anything interesting at fucking all. And then when I work towards achieving really cool and big goals, and this channel is some kind of documentation of that, then that also makes the videos somewhat more watchable. That's the first way. And the second way, which is kind of a different path you can go down, would be to make these videos just more high effort. So essentially to properly think about a proper topic to talk about beforehand, and then properly edit the video and try to get some higher quality. I don't know if the picture, that's not if the video is good, but definitely make sure that the audio is top notch, and yeah, then upload videos like with still regularly, but like in larger intervals, but make those videos better. Yes, those would be the two paths I will probably, and I mean what I would probably do would be to commit to making a certain amount of to make even more 30-minute videos, but then work on improving my energy, improving my enthusiasm, and improving the goals that I work towards, and then do that for a long amount of time, and then start making higher effort YouTube videos. Or go the fucking Hamza route and make daily documentational videos and also high effort videos. But since I don't have a lot of time, I don't think going the parallel route would be a good idea, especially since I try to go the parallel route with making these videos and doing the school project, and it hasn't worked out really well, I think. So yeah, that's that. And then the question is, how can I get calm discomfort into my life already today? And it's like, well, I can simply try to be calm and present at work, and then I can be calm and present when coming at home or when coming home. And when I come home, I will prepare a bit of, not foods, some berries for a smoothie that I will make for dinner, and then I will properly do my exercises for 2.5 hours, and then eat dinner and go to bed, basically. I don't know if I can put some meditation in between things. So that's really that. And then I'm struggling to find a proper plan for my life, but I'm not sure if it even makes sense to think about it now when when I'm not even sure whether or not I stick to school, the school project. But I kind of think generally speaking, I should stick to that school project. Generally speaking, I definitely should stick to it. Also, what I haven't decided on yet is when I will finally go and buy my bike or buy a new bike. But I think it's probably just going to be Thursday, to be real honest. It's probably just going to be Thursday. I think that's a good day. And then I will go and buy the fucking bike. Or at least take the next step. I'm not sure if I will be able to take the bike home immediately, because there's some bonus stuff that I want to get together with the bike. But anyways. Is there anything else to talk about? I mean, it's like, what are the next steps that I have to take in order to improve my life? And oh yeah, what I definitely also have to do is I have to improve my daily document, because it is turning more and more into a mess right now. And also, I used to have a proper priority list, and I haven't followed the list that I had properly, and so I also have to rethink about how I'm going to rebuild my priority list. But the thing is that, holy shit, this video is so fucking bad. Anyways, the thing is that since I haven't decided yet whether or not to do the school project, I don't know. I can't really set my priority list properly, I think. Also, making these videos in the morning seems to be an incredibly bad idea because, man, well, I'm tired as fuck. Obviously, as you can probably tell. But making them in the evening, I mean, I sometimes had some more energy making them, but also it fucked up my evening, so I won't do that again. So, what are the next steps in order to make progress in my life? I think I really should try and go get my new bike as early as possible, which means I should arguably kind of go and get it today, but I want to make some calls before that. So I will see about today. But that's definitely the next thing that I have to do as fast as possible, is to get a new bike, or get a new bike. And then the next step is to also improve my networking at work, which means that I have to write a message to some people and ask them if they want to have some lunch, because I think that's the next step to improve my networking skills and therefore also to improve my social skills. And I wanted to do this, I don't know, maybe I already wanted to do it Thursday, but I definitely wanted to do it on Friday. I think on Friday was the first time I wanted to do it, and I couldn't push myself to do it on Friday. I couldn't push myself to do it yesterday, but I fucking have to push myself to do this today. And it's really quite easy. I just have to start writing the chat, and then I have to automatically write the rest of the message. And pushing myself to take the first step is doable. And so the general strategy also, I think, with everything, really, with really every kind of change that you want to make in your life, is to do it in small steps. And so I think if I wanted to cut out the school project, I should also do that in small steps. So, I mean, I really haven't started it, but anyways, it's like right now I'm planning with about 90 minutes per day. And so I think I should then reduce the time that I spend on it by 30 minutes per day, so that I do like 90 minutes for 1 week, 1 hour for 1 week, 30 minutes for 1 week, and then nothing for the rest of the time. Great, bro. Really amazing. But the idea behind this is that if I cut it down to like 30 minutes per day, then maybe I can add those 30 minutes somewhere else in my day, and then that would be quite good, because then I could probably keep it alive at least, which is all that counts really. Just keep it alive, and then once you keep the thing alive, you can then create plans and small steps to make it bigger again later on. Which brings me back, actually, which makes me think about like what are actually the real things that determine your success in life. Like I really think that on a more universal level, that as long as you have presence, and maybe probably as long as you have presence, purpose, and proper health, whatever you do, it doesn't really matter what you do, because really the depth of your presence and purpose, and maybe the ambition with which you push your health goals, really determines like 90% of the happiness in your life. So this is kind of on the happiness level. It's probably really just presence, purpose, and health. But then on the outcome level, it's like that's not quite it. The thing is, I'm not sure, because if you look at most people, their life, I think, is by definition kind of, but still, I mean, okay, it's like when you look at most people, their life is by definition incredibly ordinary and average, which is like okay, but in terms of results, but there's another level, and that's the level of in terms of in terms of potential, because I think, and that's the really sad thing, is that most people really stay behind by, oh my God, really never even fathom just how much of their potential they waste. But that's not really what keeps me up at night. I mean, it doesn't really keep me up at night, but it's like, those aren't really the thoughts that keep me distracted when I try to do my exercises. The thoughts that keep me distracted while I try to do my exercises are really about like what determines results in life. And I don't really know, because there are like two things that somewhat contradict each other, but I'm not sure if they really do. Like, I think I can also put them together, but they don't really, it's not quite a proper system. But anyways, let me talk. It's like the first approach is basically a, let's call it mastery-based approach. And this approach is that basically what you do is what you want to do is you want to make, no, that's not quite it. It's like the key thing there is that you invest time into certain activities, or basically in order to get good at a activity, you invest time or high quality time into that activity every single day, and you invest time into reflecting and learning about that activity every single day. Now, it might be a bit different if I have like a good mentor or a good trainer, that maybe you can cut out most of that reflection time and just spend it taking action on that activity as well, because your trainer kind of takes care of the reflection for you. But then again, it might also be useful to learn on your own, somewhat independent of your trainer. And really, if you just keep doing that for a long enough period of time, then you will kind of automatically get better, arguably. But then it's kind of like the question then is, I think there are quite a bit of people who stick to things pretty long. Or I'm not even sure if there are so many people who do this, but it's like if I just think about it, like what I have done in the past is I have been playing the accordion. And while I think my life, no, not while I think, while my life definitely would have been way better if I had continued playing the accordion for the last, well, first of all, if I had properly done it at all, which I didn't. It was always kind of wishy-washy. But also if I had properly done it and if I had continued doing it for the last 5, 6, 7 years, then I would have been way better at playing the accordion, and my life would have been incrementally better as well. But because I had like a proper hobby that is not just wasting my time online, and that also gives me like some kind of stability in my life. But when you look at the goals that I wish I had achieved, or the areas in which I have had goals for the last 8 years and where I didn't really make any progress, then playing accordion would not have really helped me achieve any of those goals, really. And I mean, you could make the argument that maybe if I was like playing accordion, and then I maybe could have like also started different instruments, or maybe started singing or some stuff like that, and then maybe I could have like done proper music, and then maybe I could have been making some money through music. Like, that's not completely off the table. But it's like, the question is like, because in a Sam Ovens interview that I recently watched, it was like he was basically like, all that matters is that you just keep at the thing and that you do it for long enough. It's basically, I think what he said was that people overcomplicate things, which I believe, and that I also tend to massively overcomplicate things for myself, and that really all that matters is kind of that to, or all that determines results is how long you stick to the thing, and then just like basically arguably how much time you invest into the thing every single day, and then how pure you keep your pursuit of it, aka how good are you at cutting out all the unnecessary fluff and really just focus on the essential things that really matter in the activity or area that you pursue. And then what arguably also matters as well is how focused you are, or like how clean you can keep your life and your space. So, which is basically like, do you get up at the same time every single day? Do you go to bed at the same time every single day? Do you get enough sleep? Do you eat healthy? Do you not fuck up your mind by consuming stupid stuff? Do you not fuck up your mind by being around people that aren't good for you? These kinds of things. Basically living a disciplined life, I would say. And that's like, I think it matters, and it matters a lot. But again, if I had done all of these things with accordion, yes, my life would have been better, but I still wouldn't really have achieved all the cool goals that I wanted to achieve. And so it's not only that, it's kind of also, what area do you choose to work in order to achieve your goal? And then that means that you also need to have some kind of system to assess whether or not you are in the right area to achieve your goal. But maybe I really am and okay, it's like, that's kind of what I'm thinking, but I think this leads me into the territory of overcomplicating things. Because the second thing that I have been thinking about is that, but which is also incomplete, is that basically what you want to do is you want to set certain goals, and then you want to simply keep working towards those goals until you achieve them. And so the first step really is to keep having those goals until you achieve them, which is something I already haven't done for the last 8 years. Like, back in the day, I used to rotate my goals basically every 1 or 2 weeks, in my teenage years essentially. And now I've also been rotating my goals every few months. Like, if I think back to the start of 2020, I don't have the time to talk about this. But yeah, I also have changed my goals a bit in the past, and I probably shouldn't have. You really just want to stick to one set of goals until you have achieved them. That's the first step, but I already haven't taken in the past. And then the second step is to keep working on those goals until you achieve them. And this is something that, like, I don't know when I changed my goals, but definitely like last year, at the end of last year, and even the beginning of this year, I had a bunch of goals, but I wasn't properly working towards them. I hardly had any activities that I reliably did every single day to work towards my goals. And so the question is, what do you need in order to, what does working towards your goals really mean? And it kind of means that you have like the thing that I just talked about, which is kind of you want to have activities that you do reliably every single day, that you learn and reflect on basically every single day, and which you do reliably by having a disciplined general setup for your life. And basically for each of your goals, you want to have at least one activity that helps you move towards those goals. And then I think you have I think that's not quite it, because it's like when I had like my big goals back in the day, I wanted to do the activities, but I wasn't doing them. And so I think you also need some kind of overlay structure where you like change how you spend your days, or how you change your behavior, or how you change your behavior in order to actually make sure that you really do. Now, in order to be able to react when you realize that you don't do the activities that you need to do in order to move towards your goals. But I think this is pretty much it. Like, one, you want to have goals that you read daily, that you stick to until you have achieved them. And then two, you want to have, for each goal that you set, you want to have an activity where you take action on that activity every single day, and you reflect every single day. Because when you actually do the thing and you reflect, then that gives you a feedback loop, and the system essentially becomes a self-readjusting system, which is always what you want to have. You want to have systems that kind of are already where the structure already allows you to make changes and to adjust your path. And you want to have that for each of your goals. And then you want to live a life that is as disciplined as possible, where you have good sleep, arguably a lot of like good sleep, good health, good presence and purpose, where you surround yourself with good people and where you consume good information. That's kind of the fundament. And then as a frame around all of this, you want to have some kind of also somewhat self-readjusting system that checks and ensures whether or not you do all of these things. And I think then when you have all of these things in place, or when you build this kind of system, then you really have a plug-and-play system where you just put in your goals and you commit to them and you keep at it until you achieve your goals. And then it ultimately also doesn't matter whether or not you achieve your goals, because you can then just commit to different input. You can commit to certain actions, and because of the reflection that you have, you can not realign, but you can change your actions based on whether or not you make progress or not. And then you can just live your life that way, and you can have a calm life, and you make progress towards your goals, and you either reach them or you fucking die trying. That's it for today.